Hello, boys and girls. So, in our last unit, we were doing standard units of measurement. This unit, or this chapter, I should say, we're going to be working in length and metric units. So, it says curious about math in the box, and it says a wind farm is a group of wind turbines used to make electricity. One way to measure the distance between two wind turbines is by counting footsteps. What is another way? How are some other ways we might be able to measure? Tape measures, yeah, maybe using a string, measuring the distance with a string, right? There's lots of different ways we could try measuring it. Maybe people like laying, right? For person, how many person lengths are there? Okay. So more facts about wind turbines. The land between the turbines can also be used for farming, right? It doesn't just have to be bare land. Wind turbines can also be built offshore, which means in the water, which is in the ocean, right, near the coastlines of different countries. All right, let's continue. Let's go to our first page. I want to know what you know. And you're going to do the show what you know page, right? So remember, on this page, this is the page that you're going to do all by yourself without help. I'm going to tell you how to do it, but I'm not going to go over the answers because I want to see your answers when you turn in your work. So number 1 says, let's make it bigger. Order the strings from shortest to longest. So whatever the shortest string is, I want you to write a 1. Okay, whatever the next shortest string is, I want you to write a 2. And for the longest string, I want you to write a 3. Okay, let's go on to number 2. It says use real objects to measure. So you should have what are the little squares? I'm trying to think what they're called. A color tile. You should have some color tiles. And I want you to measure a pencil using color tiles. How many color tiles was that pencil? Okay, now I want you, for number 3, I want you to measure a pen. How many color tiles long is the pen that you found? So if you need to, pause your video, and you're going to use your color tiles. I want you to measure a pencil and measure a pen. So you might need to ask an adult for help. All right, let's continue. This time, you're going to use your connecting cubes, and then see if somebody can loan you a paper clip. See if somebody can loan you a paper clip. I want to know how long the ribbon is, this ribbon right here. How long is this ribbon? Using connecting cubes, which you have 20 connecting cubes. How long is the ribbon? And then use paper clips. About how many paper clips long is the ribbon? So pause your video if you need the time to measure. All right, let's go on to the next page. Vocabulary. So let's go over the review words. All right, so let's see. I read, you read. Measure, length, estimate. So visualize. It says fill in the graphic organizer, think of an object, and write about how you can measure the length of that object. So length. If I want to measure the length of an object, how could I measure it? So if I want to measure the length of my desk, right, we'll write I can measure the length of my desk with, and then I want you to tell me what could you measure with. So with blank. So tell me, what could you measure the length of the desk with? All right, let's try another one. Again, if you need time, pause, okay? Let's see. I can measure, whoops. My shoe with blank. What can you measure your shoe with? Let's go ahead and pause your video and do that one. Alright, let's continue. It says use the color tile to estimate the length of each straw. So looking at this straw, how many color tiles could we use to measure it? So if we're going to estimate, we've done estimation before. we're going to draw some space for a color tile. So we might be able to fit 1, 2 more, 3 more, right? Maybe 4 more. So altogether that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could probably fit about 5 color tiles on there. So we could say that the straw is about 5 color tiles long, because we didn't actually measure it, we're just estimating. How about the second straw, the smaller straw? So let's see, we got probably 1, right? That one looks a little bit big. So maybe about 2 color tiles long. Alright, let's continue. Alright, so on this page, you've got a game. It's called Estimating Length. And what you're going to need is you're going to need counters, and you're going to need connecting cubes. You're going to want to play with a partner, probably an adult. And what you're going to do is you're going to take turns, you're going to choose a picture and find the real object. Okay? Each player is going to estimate the length of the object in cubes, and then they're going to make a cube train for their estimate. And then you're going to see if your cube train matches up to the actual length. Okay, the player with the closer estimate to the counter on the picture, the player with the closer estimate puts a counter on the picture. If there is a tie, both players get to put a counter on the picture. And then you're going to repeat until all the pictures are covered, and the player with more counters on the board wins. So that's just something you get to play for fun with an adult or an older brother or sister. So this is our Chapter 9 vocabulary. Let's go through it together. I read, you read. Addend, centimeter, compare, difference, digit, estimate, meter, and sum. So those words, sum and difference and estimate, we've seen those words before, as well as digit and compare. All right, so the last page you got for your work for today is the right way, which we do one of these at the beginning of every chapter. And you get to choose what you want to write about. It says choose one idea, write about it in the space below. So you're going to write me 2 or 3 sentences depending on what your idea is. You can compare a centimeter to a meter and explain how they are alike and how they are different. You can explain how you would find the length of this crayon in centimeters. Or the last choice is, how would you compare the length of a door to the length of a window in meters? Draw pictures and write to compare. And then it says use another piece of paper for your drawing. So those are your choices of things you get to write about today. All right, that's the last thing you need to do. Make sure you turn in this page and the other 2 pages that we went over together. All right, good luck.